Well, the province's conflict of interest commissioner didn't see a problem with the allowance. The NDP did, and so did others, including Duff Conacher with Democracy Watch, which is an advocacy group for democratic reform. Duff joins me from Ottawa. Hi, Duff. What do you think of Mr. Wall giving up the stipend?
Well, it's a good move, but it doesn't resolve the conflicts of interest caused by him receiving the stipend in the past. And if he continues to have some of the expenses paid that he has for the party, paid by the party, then some of the money that he raises continues to go into his pocket, and that continues the conflicts of interest caused by the fundraising and the large donations that the party receives.
So do you feel that there isn't really much of an improvement if he continues to expense some of the things that he uses for party business?
Yeah, the big problem is that large donations are given to the party, and those donations cause conflicts of interest, especially when part of the money flows into the Premier's pocket. And the only way to really resolve this situation is to stop those large donations. You know, if anyone could only donate $100 and a part of that went through party expenses to the Premier, no one would say that that $100 donation causes a conflict of interest. But when the donations are in the tens of thousands of dollars, then they clearly do cause that conflict of interest, especially when part of the money is still going to flow into the Premier's pocket.
When it comes to paying for expenses, if the Premier is on party business, who should be paying those expenses?
Well, the party should be, but the money that should be raised democratically and ethically. And when unlimited donations are allowed, like they are in Saskatchewan, including from businesses that don't really have big operations in the province, you're talking about a system that is the best government money can buy, and it causes conflicts of interest for everyone in the government, especially for the Premier when part of that money is flowing into his own pocket.
And you were mentioning corporate donations. The Premier was asked about accepting those, and he said he sees no need to change election financing in the province. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Saskatchewan has one of the most undemocratic and unethical donation systems in the country. You know, wealthy interests, whether businesses or unions or others, can use money as a means of influencing politicians. And that violates the fundamental democratic principle of one person, one vote. No one person is supposed to have more influence than anyone else, other than based on the merits of their ideas and their arguments. And if you allow money to be used as a means of influence, you're going to see the best government money can buy that will protect those donors' interests instead of protecting the public. So hopefully he'll change his mind and democratize the Saskatchewan's political finance system.
Does it matter that Mr. Wall is among the lowest paid premiers?
Well, first of all, you have to look at the cost of living in Saskatchewan compared to where other premiers have to live. You know, housing in Toronto is a lot more expensive for the Premier of Ontario than it is for housing in the capital in Saskatchewan. So that has to be taken into account. And again, he can have expenses paid by the party, and the party should be paying his expenses when he's doing party business, and the other cabinet ministers are doing party business. The problem is the money is coming into the party in the form of large, undemocratic, unethical donations that cause conflicts of interest, especially when the money then flows on into the pockets of the Premier or other cabinet ministers covering their expenses. So the way to stop the unethical influence of those big money donations is to stop the big money donations, as Quebec did and is now the world leading system that every province should match. Quebec really has cleaned things up, and every other province should do the same, including Saskatchewan.
Thanks for your time today, Duff.
Thank you.